Yeah, you're fine.
How about now?
Loud and clear.
All right. Good deal. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Morning Coins with John and Chaz.
Chaz here, and I'm flying high with the Blue Angels.
You are?
Yeah, we're flying high today.
With the Blue Angels?
Yeah, they consult me regularly on their flight plans.
I find that a little bit hard to believe, but...
Well, they don't listen to anything I have to say.
I see. What's up, everyone? This is Morning Coins with John and Chaz. It's morning somewhere, and even in the future, nothing works. We took two bad movie taglines and combined them together. But no, anyway, thank you guys for being here. My name is @John Spalding on Steemit, and I have @CRollo3, my good friend Chaz Rollo from Genesee County, Michigan, and I'm from Cuyahoga County, Ohio, and we are both G1NBC Global Network Broadcasting Company affiliates. And
We are.
This is our Bitcoin program for the network. And so when you see us, we'll be talking about G1NBC, but more importantly, we'll be talking about the ever-changing landscape of the cryptocurrency world. And so today's episode, the word of the day is smart contracts, and the token that we're going to be talking about, or the coin, is it a token or a coin?
It is a token.
Okay, it is a token, is XYO. So if you are familiar with XYO, or you have experience with it, or you've looked into it, make sure that you put something in the comments. You also see at the top that is our call-in number, so you can use those numbers in the U.S. to dial in and hit that meeting ID 468-186-430 as your code to get in and chat with us live. You can also just go to zoom.us and type in that 468-186-430 number, and you can come in live via camera. So we won't be behind our little TV overlay that I made, but you'll be in the conversation nonetheless. So hop on in if you want to come in and say hi. We're all right with that too.
Yeah, we want people to be involved and have their input, because obviously the more brains you have working on something, the better your responses are going to be.
Oh, and especially in this field, right? This is like I said, it's an ever-changing landscape. You have good players, bad players, no players. You have people that are just here for fun, people that are here for investing, people that are here because they want to be, on the ground floor of stuff that's big. So, on stuff that's changing the landscape, and I think that's what cryptocurrency and blockchain technology in general are doing. They're forcing conversations, they're changing the landscape, and they're running programs and beta tests and like live action research to see what's coming up next with the internet and Internet 3.0.
Yeah, it's there's an evolution of technology here that I have my own theory called conflict theory, and that in conflict you strengthen things and work out problems through conflict.
Yeah, there's always a series of reorganization when you go through any type of conflict or chaos.
Yes.
And I'm a proponent of self-organizing. I think people have the strong ability to self-organize, and so I think that's a lot of what this technology is helping to do.
Right, and we're still exploring avenues on this, the blockchain. I mean, there's more and more yet to come.
Yeah, and with that, we have to put out a disclaimer, because we wouldn't want anyone out there thinking that what we're doing here is offering financial advice. Even though we do talk about tokens, offer our opinions, and do technical analysis on charts, we wouldn't want anyone getting the wrong impression, right?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we don't want people to make the sole decision based on what we tell them. You need to do your own homework. And with that, we'll say cryptocurrencies, future stocks, and options trading involves substantial risk of loss and are not suitable for every investor. The valuation of cryptocurrencies, future stocks, and options may fluctuate, and as a result, clients may lose more than their original investment. All investments discussed on the show are for informational purposes only and are not recommendations to buy or sell.
Wow, that was well written.
Yeah, I know. Who wrote that? Yeah.
It was also well read.
I've read it enough times. I should be able to do it without even looking at the slide.
Oh man, my camera scene it just messed up for some reason. Up, there we go.
Back.
All right, well let's hop right into it, guys. What we usually do is we do a word of the day, then we go through our today's token, and then if there's any other stories out in the Bitcoin sphere that we should be aware of, but especially since we are on D Live and our promotional sponsor D Live 24 Hour, which are putting out some great live broadcasting and shows that are on the D Live block. I should say it's not the D Live blockchain, but the D Live platform. So thanks to both of them. Let's hop right into it, and then we'll close out with our technical analysis. So
Okay.
we got our
You want
links
the
for today.
word of the day or the links? Which one?
Links
First? Okay. So we have XYO Network, which is what we're going to be discussing today. So there's a link to their site, and as well as a link to a Medium article on it. So I found their site to be a little bit highly technical, even in their abstracts. They seem to be. And but then we talk about smart contracts. So I put a link in there so you can go and check out smart contracts. What are they?
Okay.
And you alerted me to this paper called the Bitcoin manipulation thing with Tether. So I just put an article in there just to keep people up to date and informed.
Good. Did you get a chance to look through that?
I skimmed it. I didn't get a chance to read the whole thing, but I do understand what they're saying. You can manipulate things. I mean, there's just no way around that. Without extreme controls to hamper that, you actually are hampering the entire trading process. So what I would say, though, is that the take on by some people that this is the end of the blockchain is absurd.
Right.
And that the market's going to crash to zero and everything's going to down. The chicken little responses to this, I think, are a little bit overblown or a lot overblown. And this is one of those obstacles that we're going to have to work through. And this is the conflict thing. Here's the conflict. Now we have to have some way to solve that conflict.
Yeah. And it is interesting. I think we should do a feature on that story. But I think, like you said, we have to wait and see where that goes a little bit further to make any decisions. But if you guys want to look at it, the link for all of our slideshows are in the description for the broadcast. You can go ahead and find that link, and then the links are in there. And they're obviously active links, so I just clicked on it right now, and you can see that it goes and opens up that article, and you can see where it says paper finds Tether used to manipulate Bitcoin price to historic 20,000 rally, and just read up more on that, and download the paper. You always want to make sure that you just have as many resources as possible in the space and doing the work. So.
Yeah, and reading some of these articles and things that you put out really is another challenge. It challenges your brain, right? John, you always talk about proof of brain. Well, exercising your mind by reading things and learning new things is the way to do that. It strengthens your knowledge base and also strengthens your ability to think.
It does, and that's why we're here as well on broadcasting on D Live and with you guys. Steemit's concept for Steam, right, for their piece of the blockchain is proof of brain, and using that to create better connections, highlight good content, and build a community of creators and people that are in this for the long haul and in this to help be good players in the space. So research, share information, dialogue, it's all part of it.
Yeah. And in keeping with the humanness of what we're doing, it's okay to be wrong. Nothing wrong with that. That's why we're all here together, so we can figure out what the actual truth of the matter is.
There we go. Yeah, that hits the nail on the head.
Yeah, and so smart contracts. Let's talk about those just for a second. I didn't put a lot up here, but it's a computer protocol intended to digitally facilitate, verify, or enforce the negotiation or performance of a contract. Smart contracts allow the performance of credible transactions without third parties. These transactions are trackable and irreversible. Smart contracts were first proposed by Nick Szabo, who coined the term in 1994.
Interesting. So it's been around for that long.
Yeah,
So
and
the blockchain folks, the blockchain developers and people like that are just taking concepts that have existed in IT and helping make it happen.
yes, they're building a protocol and a system that you can execute contracts without a third party.
Right. And that's the key right there of smart contracts is it allows individuals to transact with one another and have the platform or the program be that arbiter as opposed to another person, as opposed to a middleman.
Right. And really, in many cases, I'm not going to say in all cases, but in many cases, the middlemen are they're more like parasites on the system.
Mm-hmm.
They get in there and there's a cost involved or more time and more work put into it. And I mean, I'm always a guy who said that my time is worth something. And so if a person has to put more time into a project, there's a cost involved there. It may not, you could equate it into a dollar amount, but the fact of the matter is that means less time you have for other things.
Yep, absolutely right.
And so part of this smart contract plays into our token for today and the XYO network, because they're facilitating making the smart contract even better.
Okay. Uh-oh, look at that slide full of stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. This system is not one that you can break down into small bite-sized pieces. But I wanted to put the use case thing out there.
My brain already hurts. I'm going to put it on full screen for people. And good morning, Gone Rogue.
Oh. Gone Rogue. Ethereum.
Coinbit.
See, I'm trainable.
Come on, we all know it's called Etherium.
100 years from now, no one will care.
We're going to get Vitalik on here from who designed Ethereum and see what he calls it.
Well, you heard what's that guy Vitalik said about Ethereum? They're going to be able to do 1 million transactions a second.
That's great. I mean, they're going to have to, right?
Yeah.
So because they have so many apps and dApps built on their platform now.
That's right. Yeah. So this is the evolution is occurring. So I'm not going to go into a lot on this use case thing because I'm going to talk about that in the next slide. But what I gathered from reading the white paper and getting some things out of it was that what they want to do is hook up the smart contract with actual tracking of physical locations and verification of those locations and data that those locations put out. So you don't have to have a third party involved. You don't have to have a verifier that's a centralized verifier. And so it gives you accuracy. And one of the use cases, I'm going to slip to the next slide. You can leave that up.
Yep.
But I just want to jump right to use cases in medical care and hospitals. And what they were saying was they can take, let's say, a heart monitor, hook it up to the blockchain with the XYO network, verify the information that comes from the heart monitor. So what the problem is that people are dying in hospitals because of information recorded improperly or wrong, and wrong medications being given. I mean, we've all heard about the guy who had the wrong foot cut off, because the hospital didn't have the right information.
Sure.
Their system hooks up with the actual physical technology in the hospital, the equipment they use, and actually verifies the data and the time and place that the data was recorded.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's cool. That's
Oh, it's
fascinating.
very cool.
To me, it blows my mind, right? Because we're kind of messing around. We're doing live video, and we're taking D-Live server space and this great ecosystem space up and having a talk show. But then you hear at practical use cases aimed at saving lives and
This is what,
using the
yeah,
internet and
exactly.
server space to store that data. Like that is important, regardless of whether or not it's XYO. It's their people are designing networks to cover these use cases and handle these types of issues.
It's amazing. They see a problem, they want to solve it. And so this, they have proof of location. They also called it location verification. XYO is an open
I'm
environment.
scared about that. It's gonna X police forces are gonna use XYOs for house monitoring.
Well, you know what? There is that possibility,
John,
right?
John, it looks like you were stumbling on your walk home last night. What were you doing?
Well, here's mine with they had the use case for the airline luggage logistics. Hey, you were supposed to scan that luggage, but you didn't scan it, and you were in there taking the camera out. We're not worried about the camera, but damn it, scan that thing.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's an open environment too, so it's there for everyone to look at, and they use smart contracts to execute transactions and location confirmation.
Okay.
So the other one that I thought was really big was national security agencies. They can actually, their system would track a gun. There would be a device attached to a firearm, and they would be able to track that wherever it goes. Now, here's the thing I thought was cool.
Do you think the NRA would go for that?
It's already in operation.
Okay.
Yeah, they're already using it.
Because that's what happens, and then they have the gun show loophole, and they have private transactions, where if you have something like this, it's trackable.
What if it was mandatory to track those weapons? Know where they're at.
I'm cool with that. I just don't know if you'll get a majority to.
Yeah, I know. Days of privacy, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know. You're right. But here's what the other point on this was they've almost established a neural network with this, that the devices attached to the firearms can talk to other devices attached to other firearms.
Oh, my goodness.
So you not only can see where that device is, but all the devices around it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot like a neural network where it communicates, all these pieces are communicating with each other. Again, like you said, I'm just blown away by this.
This is exciting. All right, so then I'm assuming that there are people behind it and you've done your research.
Oh, yeah, we do have that.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
I wanted to quickly cover...
This is what happens when you put your producer on the camera as well and make him part of the show. He thinks he knows the flow.
It's okay. We can deal with it, right? We're flexible.
Before we jump ahead, though, Chaz, let's talk about the process that XYO uses. Because I forgot about the question that I was going to ask, because I get all excited when we talk about this stuff, and I think,
so do I.
Wow, the world's changing. We're on the forefront. Happy to be here. Da 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 da. But the other question I was going to ask was, so this token probably is more of a utility token than a security token. Like, this isn't intended to make their shareholders rich. This is intended to use those tokens to facilitate those smart contracts.
Right, because performing the contract, or as each portion here, if you look at the process slide, each one portion of this would get paid a token for doing its work.
Okay, gotcha. So the Sentinels gather the data.
Right.
And then the bridges gather data from Sentinels.
Right.
Archivists index and assemble data from bridges. What's a diviner?
It fetches a user's query.
So we don't know what a diviner is. I can
decide to begin the answer formulation process. So it's just it's a computer version of, I send you a 0 and 1. Can you tell me that you received it?
Right. They pull the queries and decide to begin the answer. Then the diviner collects data from archivists, formulates an answer, proposes a block, returns the results to the query initiator, and then the XYO network components get rewarded for their work.
Yes.
So the components, along with the proof of origin, get paid. So sentinels, bridges, archivists, and diviners get rewarded.
Yes.
All right, cool. I think I want to be an archivist. I wouldn't mind indexing and assembling data, but I think maybe I'd rather be a diviner because it sounds prettier.
Yeah, it's cooler, right? So, I mean,
I don't know if I like their names. I'll be honest.
Hmm?
I don't
You
know if
like
I
the
like
name?
sentinels, bridges, archivists, and diviners.
I thought at first I read that and I was looking at that and I'm going, what are these guys in some kind of video game, right?
Well,
So,
it's
but
all
yeah,
gamification, right? So that everyone uses
yeah,
their favorite words from whatever language, or if it's a comic book, or if it's a show, or if it's um, an online game or game.
and Mike, okay, here's a complaint I have about our technology in blockchain right now. In order to bring in the masses, you're going to have to make this stuff understandable to a certain degree so that the masses can get involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I realize that the technology guys are brilliant. They're doing brilliant jobs with this stuff. They're just amazing. But really, I mean, if you want to get more and more people involved, you're going to have to make it understandable.
Well, and I think that's right, but I also think that like I think Steam it needs to do that, right? I think blockchains that want to grow publicly and have large audiences and da 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 da, I think they need to do that. But I think these guys seem more like if you can understand those 4 jobs, you will definitely be able to work for yourself and do that work on the XYO network. But they're also this seems to have more of a business type focus. So bringing those types of organizations a service or a tool, if you will, to, like you said, decrease or fix issues that occur out there in the real world.
Right, right. Yeah, and this is more of a technology use, right? Because we're people that are well steeped in their particular professions are going to understand this and be a little bit more on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not something that my neighbor would use per se.
Exactly. Yep.
So I just think this is just an incredible and awesome use of technology. So
Cool. Well, I want to thank DLive 24 Hour, Gone Rogue, and I want to say it's Vector Abbott for your upvotes. We really appreciate it, and definitely for the comments coming in. And thanks for being here on Morning Coins with John and Chaz. Chaz is checking his cell phone that's plugged into a little homemade battery pack. So
I'm going down the tubes here, guys.
What I want your next video after you're done with tell them about your video again where you're building a truck to.
I'm building what they call the real name is a doorway camera dolly.
Yeah.
And it's a camera dolly that can fit through a door. But what I'm building it out of is a 2-wheeled handcart. And so I've taken this handcart, I've disassembled some of it. The next video I'm going to put up pretty quick. It's going to be showing how I had to do some fabrication on the parts because they didn't fit the way that I thought they would. And so the end result is I'm going to have a 4-wheel cart that has a seat on it, a place for a tripod for the camera. So you'll have your cameraman on the platform, and then there'll be a pushman, and there'll be steering involved, so that you can make, you won't be able to do a 360 within 2 feet, but you'll be able to actually guide the trolley or the cart to the direction you want. I had thought about putting casters on the front of it instead of a steering mechanism, but that would put way too much work on the pusher. You know how it is when you got a lot of weight on something and you're trying to direct it, and it might, you'd probably have to have the Hulk pushing the thing and directing it. So I went with a steering mechanism, which I'm going to show the basic design on this next video, which I hope to get up tonight.
Awesome. So you guys look out for that, and if you haven't already, make sure you follow Chaz at CRollo3, and we'll get that going. So let's see. Hold on one second. My Zoom's messing up. So with that, we showed you your phone. I think your next video should be how do you attach a charger pack to your phone.
Man, it's just rubber bands and a cord.
And
I'm
then,
one of
all
those scavenger type people.
So let's meet the team from XYO.
There's a lot more to the team than this, but I just wanted to put up there that they do have a story and they exist. They're real people, which is something you should always check out because it's amazing what you can find out when you check people out. But what I found incredible about this was that the well, I don't even know how to say that. Turo, he is not only the chief executive officer, but the chief financial officer, the chief operating officer, and the chairman of the board of directors.
Yeah.
I mean, here we are in the blockchain, decentralized, and we're centralizing all the power with this one guy.
Ari, come on in here and defend us, or defend against yourself.
Defend yourself, dude. I mean, really.
He has trust issues. He needs smart contracts to make hiring decisions.
He needs to look at the blockchain he's working on.
Well, he has. It looks like he has a co-founder, Scott Shepper.
Yeah, he does. Oh, there's a lot of other people. That's a good question, seeing as that Ari holds all the power. He probably just does what Ari says.
Scott's first real boss was Ari, who hired Scott in 2009 during the recession.
Was he a gamer? I think I read he was a gamer.
And it was a Facebook app startup with 4 guys and a ping pong table. Grew to over 200 employees and 9 figures in revenue in less than 2 years. So there you go.
Yeah.
So this is a next level, just a next level project for people. Right? Yeah. And that's how it happens in IT. I'm sorry I'm not in it, but come up with a project, you have one that actually hits, right? Like an app or something like that, and boom, you're off to the races.
Yeah. And it's, and I think that's a good thing that these guys are walking up the ladder, graduating to better projects and more, because this really is an intense project, and it's already in use in some places. So I think that there's a lot more of these team members too. I just had room for that one screenshot.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you can go to their website and check it out. They have a lot of papers on there that explain different aspects of the project, use cases and things of that nature. So it's a well done website.
Good. So that's XYO. That's Team XYO, or at least the founders. If you guys are hankering in this downturn or this bear market for some coins and you don't have any yet, and you also haven't set up your Coinbase account, you can select one of those links in this slideshow and get $100 worth, and then either Chaz or John will get $10, and you will as well, from the generous folks at Coinbase.
Yeah. Coinbase, it's
I know.
They're playing the game right.
They are playing the game right. I mean, you got to hand it to them. And especially over here, right? Like overseas, you have more options. It's not as tough. But here, you only have a couple players, and it's not nice yet. It will be soon. That's why I keep talking about having a national association for crypto enthusiasts, but not really. I don't really have enough time to do the work to create that association. But if I keep talking about it, someone will be like, "Hey, what do we do?"
Yeah, we'll get to it. It'll happen.
So select one of those links, and let's do it. So this is the last one. This is our last slide for today.
Yes, it is. I just wanted to throw up a chart of XYO on the screen there so people could see it. I mean, it doesn't actually go very far in either direction.
Okay.
And so because of that, I didn't bother with any technical analysis on it.
I got you. I got you. And so tell us what we're looking at then.
Okay, so here is hang on a second, guy, for me. A 1 month chart of XYO,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see, it's just basically held pretty stable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and given what things are happening in the coin market right now, the altcoins and Bitcoin, they had the big drop because of the Tether paper that came out. But as I told you, you buy on the bad news and sell on the good.
That's right. And do you know where we are right now, XYO, as far as where they are on CoinMarketCap or anything?
No, I don't. I really had a hard time getting a decent chart
Gotcha.
for
Okay.
them.
Okay.
So their capital market cap is not bad. It's up there, but I can't tell you exactly what it is right now. Actually, cut that off. It was on the side of the chart.
Is that true on this chart that says top ICO of 2008 is XYO?
Well,
Or is that
somebody's
an
saying
ad?
that.
Oh, okay. Someone's saying that.
Anybody can say anything they want. I mean,
Yeah, sure.
but I think based on the fact that they're actually already applying their technology, would make it a really good blockchain application. Now, as far as an investment, I have no idea whether. I don't think I personally would invest in the coin thinking I was going to make money on it.
Right. To me, I would think if you're going to be in one of those four areas, if you like that's how I would strategically think about this token, would be if you see yourself independently as like either a company or a provider that could be a bridge, an archivist, a diviner, or a sentinel. A sentinel might be a computer person, like staking your computer's power, maybe, or location stuff. Like that's who should look at these tokens and get involved.
Yeah.
Right, because then you can invest and say, I'm invested in this blockchain, I'm a token holder, and I'm also interested in working and helping develop the platform.
Yeah, the technology aspect is probably better than the investment aspect at this point.
Okay. All right, good stuff, Chaz. So that's today's episode, you guys. When do you want to do next week? You want to do Tuesday or Friday?
You want to do Friday? Give me some time to actually put together.
I'm cool with Fridays. Yeah.
Next slides.
Morning Coins, everyone, is moving to Friday morning. We usually start about 10:30. I'm not gonna lie, we usually start about 10:40. But we want to start at 10:30. But we appreciate it, and I always put the links on all the Discord servers for DLive, DLive 24-hour, and DLive rewards. Kelly Meatwagon, thank you for your upvote. Thanks everybody for watching. We really appreciate it. If you would like, just get in contact with us, or if you have any tokens or coins that you want us to cover, or if you ever want to come on live and talk about a project that you have on either DLive 24-hour, DLive, or the Steam It blockchain, then just let us know.
Yeah, and if you have if you want to promote or back us, we will find a place on our screen for your advertisement.
Oh, that's interesting, because the DLive 24-hour banner is right up there. All right, everyone, this is Morning Coins. Chaz, I'll see you. Well, I won't see you soon, but I'll talk to you soon on other G1NBC-related stuff. And you guys also check out G1NBC.com. You can check out our affiliate pages out there. If you have any show ideas or things like that, we're always available to listen and work and work something out.
Absolutely. I'm open to suggestions.
All right, everyone, look for Chaz's video on the lift truck, the boom mic truck coming soon. And we will see you. Oh, and then our show with Gone Rogue and Narashi and Sean S. Porter that we also do on DLive 24-hour, The Steaming Pile, is next Tuesday, 1:30 a.m. UTC, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to be opening our Steam Monsters starter packs live.
Wow.
That's a card
Cool.
game, Chaz. You should come and open a
You
pack
know,
live with us, even if you
I'll tell you
never
a
ever
story.
played. It's like
I tried to
Magic.
make the I tried to make the last one, and
It's too
I
late
have
for you, huh? You go to sleep at 9.
well, I have 8 cats,
What the?
and
Who cares?
well,
All right.
you
Anyway,
got to corral these dudes, right? You got to get them all together and put them in their bedroom because they have a bedroom of their own,
okay.
and it's not easy corralling 8 cats and getting them in one room, especially when they don't want to be in
Wait.
that room.
So you couldn't join because you were corralling your cats?
Absolutely.
All right, everyone. So you know what Chaz does in the evening.
Yep, I take care of my babies.
Do they ever jump on the drums back there?
No, actually, this room is cordoned off, and only my producer cat is up here.
You know, that's what you need to do. You need to also go live on D Live with you playing the drums and then come up and talk to people, then go back and play the drums.
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on the section. I'm trying to put a band together. My major hurdle here is getting a keyboard player that is proficient. So as soon as that happens, we'll be able to play live music.
Genesee County, everybody in Michigan, if you know anyone who plays the keyboard,
Yeah, looking for
hit
a
us
good
up.
keyboard.
We have a global audience, so we might be able to find someone that knows someone in that county.
We might be able to do like a blockchain version of a band.
Well, that's what I was wondering is, can we simulcast everyone playing? I wonder what that would sound like. Because like 30-second delays and all that stuff, it would be a mess.
God. You know, we'd have to record it and then sync it.
Speaking of recording, it would be like when the fourth graders play the recorders in school, and you have to like have that concert. Oh, anyway, that's coming up for me. Well, we're stalling, guys. Next Friday at 10:30, Morning Coins number 13.
That's it, number 13. We're getting up there.
And then our outro, as usual, is Happy Rock, bensounds.com. Thank you so much for providing that.